Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you are watching the Bowtie Psychic here on YouTube. I'm actually doing a spread for Pisces, regardless of where they land, whether it be the sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, or Venus sign. This is for them. This is actually the last um, card spread for the month of May. So, um, very excited about this. So, before I get started with the energy that I picked up, if I don't, I know this is not going to resonate for you or resonate with a lot of folks, but if it does, as far as this reading, you can subscribe to this channel. You can like the video, comment. If you want a more in-depth reading, you can actually, email me at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. So as far as the energy that I picked up for Pisces is that a lot of you are very are energetically tired. A lot of you are energetically tired, and you just want to like. When I say I want to go home, I like before I even back up. I'm getting this for a lot of light workers. I get a lot of light worker energy and alien energy. When I think of alien energy, there's a lot of us that are aliens. There, we're not. A lot of us are not human. Some of us are, some of us, a lot of us are more elevated to the point where we really know who we are as spirit beings, and some of us are aliens, some of us are not even human. And what I got is that a lot of you are, you feel like y'all are very tired and y'all want to go home. You want to go home and visit your people up in the universe. And so it's not like a lot of you are have your head in the clouds to the point where you don't know what's going on, but it's to the point where you are being asked by spirit to come back to earth. You're being called to continue to do the work here, and to just basically come home. Come home. I know it's hard, but you got to come home, and I get it. So this is why you're being asked to use your intuition. A lot of you, of course, because you're Pisces, Pisces are basically the most spiritual people I've ever known. You're always using your intuition. You're always tapped to the spirit. Um, you're getting messages from spirit. Um, you do a lot, like you do a lot of spiritual work, and so it feels very comfortable. You feel very comfortable using your intuition because that is your way of connecting to your people. You're connecting to your alien people, your non-human people, and that's okay. That's all fine and good. Um, but this is now you're doing this to a detriment. You're doing this to a fault. And the reason why you're being told to come home is because um, we need you down here. And these outer body experiences are becoming more and more frequent to the point where it's kind of like you're tapping out of reality. This is also becoming a form of escapism, using your intuition and using your power to, astral project or go to different dimensions or visit other planets. This is a form of escapism for you as well, because there's so much turmoil here on Earth. There's so much turmoil um, among humans here, um, and there's a part of you that's like you feel at peace when you're up there in the universe or in another planet or in another dimension. And so it's good that you are tapping into your intuition, and it's good to it definitely speaks to your power and to your gifts and what you're able to do. But it's to the point where you rather be up there all the time than here on Earth. And I'm actually I'm a moon in Pisces, so I get it. I get it. I get that that you are about that you're just tired of this world and you rather go home. But you can't be up there to the point where it's not, there's no need to escape. There's no need to escape it. You won't be able to as much as you would like, because there, your life for the most, your purpose is down here. Um, so what I got here is the 8 of water. It is upside down. Um, as a result, you're not grounded. As a result of being up there all the time, you're not grounded. You're not you're not tapped into reality. You're not tapped into what's going on here. And I'm just getting that you're not like you're not you're not right in your purpose when you do that. You're supposed to establish. I'm getting right now. You're supposed to establish a connection with folks down here as well. You're supposed to establish a connection with people that you are serving. The people that you are connected with and the people that you are supposed to be serving are down here on earth. So this is a time for you to become grounded and be aligned. Then that's what this is saying too. Like a lot of you are not aligned with your purpose. The 8 of water is saying a lot of you are not aligned with your purpose because you're very much connected to the point where um, you're, in a sense, you're running away from it because it's very hard and it's a tall order and it's extremely scary. The cat's down here. It's almost time for him to eat, so he's bothering me. So that's what that card is saying, Pisces. This is pretty much time for you to be more aligned um, with your vessel. It might be at home with your spirit, um, especially here on Earth, because your time isn't up yet. Your time is not up. Um, yes, the world is real shitty right now, especially if you are working in the political arena or doing a lot of grassroots work. Um, the world is shitty, especially if you are part of a member of a marginalized group or what is considered a marginalized group. Um, it's shitty right now. But for the time being, you're here. You're not to be up in the universe all day, every day, as much as comfortable and as peaceful as it is. Your time is down here, is not up there yet. What I got here is also the 10 of air. Yeah, you're not to be with spirit all the time. And what I mean by that is that you're not to be in the spirit realm all the time. You're not to be up there all the time. If you are to, you can visit every once in a while. If you want to visit once a week, you can tap the spirit and ask the spirit to help you astral project or to help you visit home. But as far as you being in the spirit realm all the time, to the point where every time you come back down here to Earth, you become more and more upset. Um, it is really time to 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 see what's going on because if you're like I definitely get it, like it feels so much better, because especially if you had like you lost a sense of community here on earth, or you feel that you have not found people like you here on earth. It's very easy to get caught up in, if I stay up there, people understand me, my people, my spiritual, the who I am, my people understand me. My spiritual people understand me. My planetary tribe understands me. The people I met back in 19 so and so, when I astral projected in time travel, they understand me. But that's not how this works. You were placed on this earth for a significant reason. A lot of us chose, in fact, all of us chose to come back here on earth because we have lessons that we need to learn. And we want the opportunity to teach those lessons to other people or to grow from whatever um, contract we had in the middle of life. This is our opportunity to do it, especially in 2019 where we're being asked to change. We're being asked um, to look um, at certain aspects of ourselves um, and actually do the work around that. We're pretty much being asked to do that, and it doesn't make any sense to put yourself in that situation where you're so elevated that you don't want to be down here to serve your purpose. Pisces, it's time for you to understand what you're here for, which means this is a time for you to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself spiritually, physically, to be part of your community if you choose to do so. Allow yourself to find tribe members here on earth so you're not so compelled to go up in time travel and astral project all the time because I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm getting at your body can't handle that all the time. Your mind can't handle that all the time. Okay? Like you can't be, you can't, it's tiring. It's extremely tiring, extremely exhausting. It's exhausting on the body. Is also exhausting mentally and emotionally, especially if you're one who misses that sense of community. You know, um, it becomes extremely depressing over time when you have to when you have to come back to earth and be around chaos on a regular basis, especially when you are politically active or you're politically aware of what's going on in the world. And then you go back up there and you're like with peace all the time. You don't have to worry about anything. You're just around your people. It's just better to have a balance. It's better for you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to have a balance. It really doesn't make any sense to do otherwise. So this is why you have the three of water. No one is tying you down by any means. No one is tying you down. You can find balance in both. Is what I'm getting. Pisces, like you're able to go and have balance in both. You're not tied down by any means. She's very much in her element, even though she is, have all these um, have all these wraps around her or whatnot. They're loose, and she's still in her element, and she's still traveling. You're still able to travel. You're still able to time travel and astral project. You're still able to go through the motions of being in the cosmos, but also being here on Earth. You're just being told to have a balance and to be settled with that balance. You're literally being told to settle down. This is what I'm getting like I'm getting a balance. Speaking of balance, I'm getting a balance between Taurus season energy and Gemini season energy. You're being told to have a balance. So you can teach people what you've learned when you come back. Don't think that you're going to keep some of that information to yourself. A lot of you are channelers. There's no way you'll be able to keep that information to yourself. I'm not saying to tell the world everything, but tell them enough to let them know your followers, because you're going to have followers. That's why I'm getting a lot of Gemini energy as well. A lot of y'all are spiritual leaders. That's why you have these gifts. That's why you're able to channel. That's why you're able to go through a trance state. That's why you're able to astral project, to go through time travel, travel to different dimensions, and go up and down different decades. You're able to do that. The reason you're able to do that is because you're not human, but you're also, but in like on the soul level, you're not a human being, but you have a vessel. You have a vessel for a reason. You have a vessel to teach the world, to teach your audience what you have learned while you're traveling. That's why you're being told you're not obligated to stay in one place. You're not obligated to stay on Earth, but you're definitely not obligated to stay up there either. That's why you're to have this balance, because all that you experienced in your former lives, and your experiences, when you trance and travel, you are to teach people what you've learned during those travels, for the most part. And lastly, you yeah, I'm just being told to take care of yourself. There's one person in particular that I'm thinking about. And they'll watch this video and they'll know what I'm talking about. But you are to take care of yourself, and to you are just as important. You're just as important as everybody else. You're just as important as the people you serve. You're just as important. Okay, don't neglect your health. Um, don't neglect your health in any way, shape, or form. To be um, to be of service at all times. You're just as important. Okay. Well, you'll get it soon. You'll get it soon. Um, yeah, I'm getting like it was a close call. It was a close call as far as your health. Um, so that's another thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even though you are you are you're a spiritual being, you still have a vessel that is made of flesh and bone, and muscle and organs that need to function in order for you to to do this work and to continue to teach. Okay, that's why there needs to be there is it is paramount that there is a balance between the earth plane and the spiritual plane, because we are to on this earth we are to be taking care of our bodies and taking care of ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're using a homeopathic, um, homeopathic treatments or Western treatments, or just like doing everything you can to um, to take care. Whatever you do, make sure that your health is okay. Okay. And lastly, um, yeah, I'm getting this stuff. Okay, thank you. I'm getting this is not the time to play with fire. This is not the time to play with your. I'm getting your mental health. This is not the time to be playing with your mental health. I really do believe, and I'm telling you from personal experiences. When you feel as if you do not have a community, you will slip into a deep depression. When you feel as if no one understands you and you're all alone, it will affect your mental health and your state of well-being. Keep this in mind. So you're going up and down like that, or you're like, or you're, if there's no balance, you will be putting yourself in harm's way, energetically, mentally, and emotionally, especially if you feel like you don't have a tribe here on earth, where you don't, where you don't feel as if you have a sense of community here. It can affect you spiritually. So this is what this card is saying. Like when it comes to your mental health and doing all this traveling, um, doing all the time traveling and using your abilities to have constant homecomings and homegoings, just be aware of what that can do to you mentally and emotionally. Check to see what's going on. Um, because with everything going on, it's okay to have like a collection of people, like a tight circle. You don't have to be around a gorilla gang of people, but if you have that, like a few people in your corner, that's better than nobody, because you're not alone. You're not alone at all. You're not alone. By no means are you alone. Period. So Pisces, this is pretty much the time um, to understand that our gifts are very, like, we come with all kinds of gifts, but they are to be used responsibly. And if they're used as a form of escapism, then again, we have to ask ourselves what's going on. Again, it's time to do the work necessary. It's time to get out of our comfort zones, and it's time to basically do the work, to be comfortable in our own skin enough to know that, for one, we are capable of manifesting a tribe of people um, who can support us and vice versa. And two, um, we don't have to like escape reality to the point of putting ourselves in danger spiritually and mentally and emotionally. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. By the end of the day, we can definitely travel home, but as far as us like doing it on a regular basis and to the point of being staying up there for long periods of time, not coming down, that's not okay. We have a whole vessel to take care of. That's very hard on the vessel. It's very hard on us mentally and emotionally. It's very hard on you psychologically. So, and to be honest with you, like when it comes to like, do, if you're a beginner, and I'm going to say this, if you are a beginner, as far as, realizing what your gifts are and so on and so forth, please, please, please do research and work with someone who knows about, your gifts, and it can help you hone those gifts. So for one, you can use them wisely, use them and use them effectively, but to not use them as a form of escapism. And you're working with other people will help you find a tribe of people that you can actually talk to on a regular basis, so you don't feel as if you have to, time travel, um, or go to your spiritual home or go to your planetary home all the time in order to have a sense of belonging. Why do that when you can also find this here? So that's all I have as far as that. If you resonated with this reading in any way, shape, or form, you can subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it on your social media accounts. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. If you want a more in-depth reading, email me at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. I also have a website coming up, so you'll be able to make appointments that way as well. once I get that set up. I also have the podcast under the same name, and you can listen on Anchor FM, Anchor.fm. I don't know why I keep doing that, but is Anchor.fm or whatever you listen to your favorite podcast. So thank you so very much for listening and watching. So yeah, just let me know. Just let me know, and I'll put the good word on Instagram and Facebook about the videos when they come out. So on that note, peace.